Watch out, Oscars, we got another one for you. I saw one battle after another and I truly thought it was one of the best movies I've seen this year. Hands down, it's just really, really good. Now, for a certain group of people out there who, dons the red hat, I could tell they're probably not going to like this. But jokes aside, this is really a well-done film and I love so much about this movie. And I really do like it. I just know anytime Leonardo DiCaprio is in a movie, it's more than likely going to be a good movie. He's always been in some amazing films, some very iconic films, if that. And yeah, this was no different. This was honestly really good. And I wish I could talk a lot about it, but I want to keep these videos on the shorter side, around the 10-12 minutes at the most. But yeah, let's talk about it. One Battle After Another is a film about a group of, let's just call them activists. Some might even call them terrorists, but they're really like revolutionists. And they're part of this group called the French 75, and they pretty much break into immigration's, detention centers and freeing them so that they can, migrate into the city. And I know, trust me, when you hear that, I know a lot of people are already getting a little mad. So please, know this film is not what you think it is. Because like I said, I was kind of joking, but no, really, there's going to be some people who hear that premise and they're going to instantly not like it. There's this main character named Perfidia Beverly Hills, played by Teyana Taylor. I hope I'm saying that right. And she seems like she's the main character at first, but it's really Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who eventually goes by Bob Ferguson, though everyone just calls him Bob because there was a point where he had to get a fake ID. But yeah, Beverly Hills, I'm just going to call her that, is like the big boss leader of this group of the French 75, and she gets a chance to free some people in the beginning of the film, but she also takes a chance to humiliate this general named Lockjaw. And this guy, just like the American government, has a humiliation fetish, so he, grows this sexual desire for her while she was in the middle of another operation. So that all happens, Beverly Hills is still doing all these things, trying to blow shit up, trying to free immigrants and all that. Bob eventually grows kind of tired of all this revolutionary work that he's doing. He's proud of it, but he really just wants to settle down and raise his daughter that he has now. But Beverly Hills doesn't want to. She wants to keep robbing banks, doing all this and that, and she eventually gets caught by the popo. Her and her gang gets caught, and there's this moment where we meet Jungle Pussy, which I guess is a real person. I don't know if I'm just being fucked with, but yeah, she was a funny character, but her and everyone else got caught by the police. Eventually, the entire gang of the French 75 gets hunted down, actually assassinated, until Bob, his daughter, and another character, Deandra, is on the run. They need to run away from everything and change their lives and everything. And yeah, and 16 years later, we now meet Bob, who's just trying to take care of her daughter and, also stay hidden from the fucking police and government and all that, and FBI. But eventually, things catch up to Bob, and he now has to figure out a way to escape and survive all the bullshit that he found himself in. Overall, I thought the build up to this film was really well done. It immediately takes place in the most high intense moments, action parts. I feel like I'm messing up my words. I feel like I didn't make sense, but the movie starts out really well. You're just immediately in the action, you're feeling all the energy. It's oh yeah, we're about to free some immigrants and all that. Now again, I feel like this is important to say. People need to understand that when I'm saying that the beginning of this movie is good, that doesn't mean I am agreeing with what they are doing. They are obviously kind of criminals. I mean, not even kind of, they are criminals doing something that's obviously illegal, and I would never in my life endorse that. But I feel like in today's age, I feel like I need to establish that right off the rip. So again, I do not endorse any of the violence that this movie was depicting. These are obviously extremists and they will do what they can to achieve their goals, and I do not agree with them. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy the story being told about them. You also got to understand, this is a movie, this is a story about characters. I'm pretty sure these people were depicted off of real life people. I don't really know for sure, but yeah, it's just a movie, guys. So going forward, we're just going to judge everything as a movie, and let's contain all of our opinions and thoughts inside the movie. You don't go and watch criminal movies like Fast and the Furious, and you need to understand that, yeah, they're criminals, but they're still pretty cool criminals to follow. Same with this premise. And eventually, the characters don't even want to be doing all this shit anymore. At least Bob doesn't want to. But yeah, back to the film. The acting was spot on. Everyone did an absolutely amazing job. Leonardo DiCaprio absolutely carries this fucking film on his back. And he still has more room for people to carry. He just absolutely just does something, and I don't know what it is, like the way he just studies characters, or I'm assuming he studies, like the way he learns the characters, he gets into them, he just becomes a totally different person, and he's just so talented, and he's honestly one of my favorite actors, but my god, is he just amazing. Sean Penn plays Stephen Lockjaw. He does a pretty amazing job. He is very menacing at times. He's almost too perfect for the role. Like, there was a point where I was kind of like disturbed with his performance because he was like actually like selling it really well. And I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing. That's a good thing that he's like actually like this menace that needs to be taken care of. And you know, there's some moments where he's also a bit creepy, but that's besides the point. Benicio del Toro, I don't know, plays Carlos, a friend of Bob who owns this like karate slash kung fu dojo, and he's pretty entertaining to follow along, and he also has a lot of things that he's like hiding under the rugs, and he's just a very cool character, and I like to see all the shit that he's involved with. Regina Hall is also in this character, playing Deandra, who escaped, you know, the assassins or the police, you know, trying to kill the French 75 and all that. And she even also does a pretty good job, though I will say I feel like her character was kind of forgotten about at points in the film, but that's not a big complaint. But yeah, overall, everyone did an amazing job. And Chase Infinity plays Willa Ferguson, which is the daughter of Beverly Hills, who does play an important role in this film. I probably did reveal a minor spoiler, but that's fine. There's really so much more to this film than that. I won't say it again. The music is absolutely fantastic. It plays into this, you know, feeling that you get when watching the film pretty amazingly well. Like, the music just feels like these long drawn out songs that keeps getting more and more chaotic, and it honestly just matches what's going on, because there's moments where it's like, oh shit, Leonardo's in this situation, he needs to hurry up and get to this other place, and hurry up and get to this place, and the whole time you're just wondering about a bunch of other stuff that's happening. The characters are very likable. They all do a pretty good job in their performances. They're all pretty believable characters. Like, these definitely feel like real life people. It's really funny. There were some moments that actually got me to laugh out loud, and I wasn't expecting it from this film. And there was a lot of action pieces, not like too many, but you know, high stakes action moments. It was just really well done. Like, you're definitely seeing a well produced film. Speaking of film, apparently this film was shot on like actual film cameras, not like anything digital, and I don't really know this in films. I don't really have an eye for this type of thing, but my girlfriend Lauren noticed that this was filmed on like actual films, which is why it also looked pretty good. It was well edited. I will say the pacing was also pretty good. It definitely took its time in each scene. It didn't feel rushed at all. In fact, I wanted the movie to be longer. I wanted to see characters get into these shenanigans where they're running from certain people or trying to get to a new place. I wanted more of it, if anything. I don't know why, but there's also the scene that I really just love so much where Leonardo's character, Bob, is like running on top of these roofs, and he's running with some other people, and that scene, when you know what I'm talking about, was just really well done. I don't know what it was. I want more films like that. It was just so good. We definitely go to a lot of unique places. It's not like really sheltered in one area. We get to see a lot of areas around where Bob is living and where he's running off to. There is some side plots with Lockjaw and him trying to join a certain group of people, and that plot is really fucking crazy. And again, if the wrong kind of people watch this film and takes away the beginning and only takes away from that and not understands the other group of people that's in this film, it's like, what the fuck, man. There's also this other side story that has its own thing with this bounty hunter, and that's really well done too. I really did enjoy the meaning and message this film was trying to give. To me, this film wanted to talk about battles in of themselves. At the beginning of this film, we get to see these revolutionists who, you know, are very extreme, they're very violent and very dangerous. Like, they're doing everything they can to get their message. That includes violence. You also have this military that's trying to stop them, and they have their own type of tactics, and they definitely express those in the film. I won't say too much about that. And then they even hint on modern day battles of resistance and what people go through to, you know, fight for what they believe in or for what they want. And you see that these battles nowadays are more non-violent and, you know, peaceful. And then you see that other battles are hidden in hidden in plain sight and very mischievous. So overall, I will say that's what the movie was trying to talk about. And this film also itself is just a series of battles that the main character has to overcome. The battle of what he fought for back in the 90s or so. I believe it was in the 90s. And then the battle of raising a daughter, and the battle of like running away from the police when they're catching on to him. It's one battle after another, just like the title implies itself. It's really kind of impressive that they were able to have a title just like this, and it makes sense with the film. Like battles, resistances, there's all types of ways people fight these battles, and it's just going to be constant. Like, it's never going to stop in a way, and there's always going to be ones that people just don't know about. And it's also important to know that there's just times where some people are just tired of fighting. Like Bob, he just wants to live a simple life. He doesn't want to live by this code. He doesn't want to have to remember all these things. He just wants to, like, live a simple life. And I won't say too much about that, but there's this moment in the film where you could just tell, like, Bob just doesn't want to do this shit anymore. Like, he's getting too old for it. There's also this really emotional scene towards the end of the film, and I really do like it, though I really wish it got me more emotional. And if it did, this would have been a perfect ass movie. But it's not. But really, that's just me saying that it would be perfect. I'm still giving it a 9.5 out of 10, which is probably the highest score that I've given for a movie that's come out this year. I want to say, no, that's right. I gave Ninja a 10, but still, for like a non-animated film that has come out in 2025 and is like representing 2025, this is by far the best movie that I saw so far, and I really want to watch it again. I really would enjoy watching it. It's very funny, the characters are very fun to watch, the acting is well done, the score plays into it very well, and the messages they're trying to tell are really something that people could, like, you know, listen to a lot more. Like I said, it's important that people, you know, judge this movie in its entirety and not cherry pick things out of it, because like I said, there's definitely going to be a group of people that will watch this and will get the wrong idea. But more than likely, they saw that it got a 10, and they're probably going to assume it's not really good, so they're not going to watch it anyway. Or I could be wrong. Maybe somebody will spread a certain clip on Twitter, and it'll get all the attention from everyone, and everyone will see it, and then there's going to be a lot more discussions about that. But yes, one battle after another is amazing. I don't know if it is going to win the best film of the year. There's still a lot of other movies to come out this year. Next week, I will be watching The Smashing Machine, and I'm really excited for that, so we'll see what happens. So far, this is definitely up there. It's definitely getting nominated for, like, a lot of Oscars. If anything, it's probably a safe guess to assume that this will be nominated for Best Picture. But yeah, that's one battle after another. That's all I want to say. What do you guys think? Let me know. Talk about it. And yeah, that's it, everyone. You have a nice one.